News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Justin Case. Nearly 66 hours, that's how long Kenneth Howard, the 22-month-old Magoffin County toddler, was missing. He disappeared Mother's Day evening around 7:30 and was found this afternoon around 2. Luckily for search teams and Kenneth's family, he was found alive a little less than a half-mile from his home. The boy's father is calling today the greatest day of his life. We talked with him shortly after his son was found.
Disbelief for a while till they told me it was shore him and stuff, and I seen a picture of it. I said, "That's my boy." Tickled me to death. Best thing ever happened to me in my life.
We also talked with Kenneth's sister, who says the past few days have been difficult, but they never gave up hope that Kenneth would be found safe. You know, we sometimes overuse the word miracle, but in a situation where a 22-month-old child was found alive after being lost in heavily wooded areas for close to 70 hours, search crews and family members can find no better word to describe it. I talked with search team leaders and volunteers about how Kenneth was found less than a half-mile from his home. Kenneth Howard was found on a cliff near a 50-foot drop. Officials say besides being dehydrated, the boy appears to be in good health. Search crews say up until the moment he was found, hope began running dry.
People were just getting discouraged, because they wouldn't have no results, wouldn't find any signs, and this just got really lucky today.
Between Sunday and Wednesday, around 300 people came out here to help search for Kenneth. That includes canine teams, off-road vehicles, people searching on foot, and helicopters. This is video moments after Kenneth was found. Crews had to bring Kenneth to a nearby field so the medical helicopter could land.
We had a team effort in the last 4 days, and we really did not give up, although today was looking like we had exhausted all of our areas.
Search crews say they walked within a few hundred feet of where Kenneth was found at least several times. One volunteer says the thought of the toddler being out here all by himself kept him motivated throughout the search.
I was froze to death and wet, and every time I think I was cold, I'd think about that baby, and then I'd about start crying, and I don't know, I just didn't want to give up on him.
Search crews are not sure if Kenneth continuously moved around in the woods while he was missing. They say Wednesday afternoon was the first time anyone heard any sound from the toddler.
Fortunately, one of the teams who has an expert tracker with them within the area heard a cry, and with the further investigation, they found the 22-month-old child.
Surviving the cold, the rain, the elements, not to mention the wildlife out here, search crews say it's a miracle he was found alive.
We've had people that we found in 100-degree heat that was alive after 5 days, but they were adults. It just shows the toughness of that little kid.
A positive ending to a search that many believed would turn into a recovery mission. Kenneth Howard was airlifted from the scene to a pediatric medical center for treatment. Officials from Kentucky State Police will continue their investigation into how the child went missing. They will try to communicate with him after he gets medical treatment. And we saw something on Facebook today about how search teams may have known to look in the areas they did. Rough Terrain Rescue brought several bloodhounds to the scene Tuesday evening. Officials from the rescue organization say this bloodhound, whose name is Hank, picked up on the scent of the boy. Now, Hank led his team up the mountain from the boy's home, but eventually lost the scent. Officials gave the information about the line of travel from the boy and which way he may have gone to the search team leaders. We are told that information contributed to the locations crews searched today, ultimately leading to Kenneth.
We don't receive a dime. Most people end up paying out of their pocket to do this. It's truly a passion. It's not a hobby, or it's not just something fun to do. We want to help the public. But our payment is what we received today.
Reed says Kenneth being found alive today is a miracle, and he's thankful that he and the hounds were able to help with the search. After braving temperatures near freezing, managing his way through steep terrain, and surviving nearly 66 hours without food or water, doctors are calling 22-month-old Kenneth Howard's rescue a miracle. Our Connor James caught up with a doctor to talk about exactly what Kenneth may have experienced.
I think that's definitely the word of the day, miracle. Howard spent nearly 3 days out in those harsh conditions. Doctors say the lack of rain helped. If Kenneth would have been wet, he may have suffered hypothermia or even received frostbite. And the fact he is only dehydrated after all that is amazing. Doctors actually say his age might have helped. Younger children can go a little longer without water than most adults.
It's the water that would actually be the most complicated. 3 days it's pretty hard on the body. A child can actually tolerate it a lot better than an adult.
Now, Dr. O'Rourke added that how he was treated after being found is actually normal protocol for someone who would have been in that situation.
And overall, just a great day here in the mountains. The weather definitely made it feel a lot better as well. You'll notice we just had a few clouds throughout the day, maybe a straight rain chance really down to our south. But overall, we've seen plenty of sunshine. Temperatures still pretty warm into those mid to upper 50s. We are going to continue to see those drop as we head into the overnight hours. We'll hang on to a few of those clouds as well, but a little bit warmer than last night. We'll be into about those lower 50s, and we'll warm up very nicely as we head into your Thursday. And here's that emoji cast that Justin loves so much. Good news is you will be smiling by your Thursday, Friday, and your Saturday as we see that sunshine continuing. We'll bring back a few chances Friday, though, into your Saturday. I'll have those details coming up in just a few short minutes.
Paige, thank you. In Harlan County, a woman will wait a little longer to see how long she will spend in prison. Court officials tell us a judge postponed her sentencing until January because she just had a child. Sierra Foster pleaded guilty to amended charges in connection to another child's death. Those charges include reckless homicide and drug possession. The recommended sentence is 4 years. A fallen Pikeville police officer secured a permanent place in our nation's history today. President Donald Trump addressed a crowd of family, friends, and colleagues of the 158 peace officers who died in the line of duty last year. That includes Pikeville's Scotty Hamilton, who lost his life when a suspect shot him in March of 2018. Police Chief Chris Edmonds says the service and etching of Hamilton's name into the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial are fitting tributes.
So it just brings back all the memories. But, you know, it's a wonderful thing to see the honor that's been given to him. For him to be able just to see all this right here one time just would have been amazing to him, you know, and I'd love for him just to be able to see it.
Hamilton is survived by his wife and infant daughter. His name is one of 638 from Kentucky on the walls of the memorial to fallen peace officers dating back to 1845. Pensions will certainly be a hot topic leading into next Tuesday's gubernatorial primary. Today, House Speaker David Osborne said Governor Bevin still lacks the votes to pass his pension relief proposal. Speaker Osborne told reporters today that some House members haven't reached a comfort level with the proposal offered by Bevin. The speaker says discussions are continuing. Quasi-governmental agencies face increasing pension costs after July 1st unless action is taken. The Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services posted on their website Medicare would no longer pay for services after Wednesday at the Southeastern Kentucky Medical Center in Pineville. The post said the hospital did not meet several conditions of participation under the program's requirements. However, at 4 o'clock, Pineville Mayor Scott Maiden said CMS decided to temporarily suspend the revocation of the Southeastern Kentucky Medical Center's licenses.
This is the largest employer in our community, and not only that, but you know, we need a hospital, and we're going to do everything we can in our power to make sure that it stays open.
Mayor Scott Maiden says they do not know at this time just how long the temporary suspension will last. The drug epidemic has hit southern Kentucky hard. Our investigative team has reported multiple times on Pulaski County's struggle to find employees that can pass a drug test. As Miranda Combs reports, now there's a new mayor in town who's had an idea to get Somerset back on the map.
You might have heard these fun facts, but just in case, Lake Cumberland gets more visitors than the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone National Park. That's a lot.
So many smaller communities are looking for an identity. Why is that the case when there's so much to offer?
I think that so often we struggle to tell the story of what we already have, and that we focus, especially in Kentucky, on what we're not. And we have a tendency to apologize to folks for the things that we don't have instead of showcasing all that we do.
And so what I would say is...
And that's why you'll find Somerset Mayor Alan Keck in front of groups like the Young Professionals.
Largest voting bloc in America now is millennials.
Mayor Keck is young himself, 32 years old, one of the youngest mayors in Kentucky.
It's time that we tell our story instead of letting the rest of the generations define who we are and what we do.
How important is age right now for this to be a leader in this community?
Well, what I'm excited about is I bring energy and a vision that has been lacking in our community, but I also have a great appreciation for the generations that have come before us.
And that gave Mayor Keck an idea.
And I want to be compared to Bowling Green and Lexington and Louisville, because why not?
He wants to accomplish that by rolling out a huge marketing plan, like the city of Somerset has never seen before.
And that fresh start is critical for our young people to have something that they're proud of.
Is your biggest concern that they'll leave?
Absolutely. We have a brain drain. Lots of small towns in Kentucky do. Our best and brightest go off and get an education, they never come home. But what are we providing for them to come home to? And that's what we're trying to change.
What is Somerset? A city, a destination,
He's unveiling an ambitious campaign with a new logo and video to show potential investors the Somerset life. Mayor Keck wants the bourbon boom to stretch south to their city.
a unique spice, a one-of-a-kind color. Somerset is special and is the spirit of Southern Kentucky.
He wants to show those that visit the lake on weekends that they can come downtown for more fun. He wants them to know what he says he already knows, that the spirit of this area spills beyond the water, but it's depending on its people to spread that message. In Somerset,
Miranda Combs, WYMT Mountain News.
Mayor Keck says plans for a downtown farmers market are on track. Money is in the city's budget, and it passed its first reading during a council meeting Monday. The Centers for Disease Control reports nearly 25% of Kentuckians smoke. In Appalachia, rates are even higher. In a preview of our next episode of Issues and Answers, we have Steve Hensley's interview with a speaker from the CDC's Tips from Former Smokers campaign, who shared the struggle she faced during pregnancy while smoking. Amanda says her addiction to tobacco started as a 5th grader, and now her battle continues as she watches one of her premature daughters live with asthma and allergies.
And how many cigarettes did you smoke a day?
By the end of high school, I would say I was close to a pack a day.
To learn more, you can watch Issues and Answers Monday, May 20th at 7 p.m. The city of Pikeville is organizing a new baseball league, one that celebrates those who may not be able to be a part of a traditional team. The city recently announced its Challenger Baseball League, which will serve as a way to bring those who may be differently abled onto the field. The team is open to ages 4 through 22 based on school enrollment and will accept people from Floyd and Pike counties. City officials say they hope to have the league on the field by this summer.
It just gives children that typically wouldn't have the opportunity to participate in organized sports a chance to get out and enjoy being on a team with their peers.
For more information or to volunteer, head over to the City of Pikeville's Facebook page. They are calling it EduHealth. Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky is teaming up with Perry County Schools to bring telemedicine to schools across the county. It is part of an ongoing collaboration between the two groups. Its goal is to enhance services to schools in the district and help students and staff get a faster diagnosis.
It's an excellent opportunity, first of all, for our students. Many of our students don't have access to make a follow-up visit to the clinic after the school nurse determines that they may need to see another provider. So it will provide the opportunity for their parents or grandparents or guardians. They won't have to make that extra trip.
Primary Care and Perry County Schools are working to get everyone trained. This will add an additional 10 jobs and be in schools at the beginning of the 2019-2020 school year. We'll have a full look at your forecast right after the break.